Welcome to Ken's Corner Podcast, Season 4.
Hi everyone, it's Ken from Ken's Corner, and I'm back with some wrestling content. With me today is Dann Jarris, owner of Northland Wrestling, which is based out of North Bay, Ontario. Dan, how are you today?
I'm doing great. By whatever name you call me, I'm doing great.
Yeah, you know what? I'm historically really bad with names, unfortunately. I'm getting a little better. So, I mean, your name's pretty easy to say, so I'll have it right by the end of it. We're, we're,
You
we're
think it was so easy to say. Let me tell you a real funny story just recently. Everyone has trouble with the name. I don't know why. I think it's pretty clear what it is, but for whatever reason they have trouble. So I was a month or so back, maybe a couple of months back, I was out in Alberta and I was getting ready to wrestle. I was in the ring and the crowd was pretty into it. And I could hear them go, Jones is going to kill you. Jones is going to kill you. And I'm thinking, is this guy that I'm wrestling got a program with somebody named Jones? And on the other side of the ring, the guy's saying, who the hell is Jones and why does he want to kill me? Well, apparently I was Jones. So to the one side of the ring, I was Jones. When I got to the other side of the ring, they were cheering Dann Jarvis. And I'm like, what is happening here? But I don't know, man. I get that problem everywhere. Don't know why, but it is Dann Jarris. So
Yeah, well,
you're
so I'm
not the
not the
only
only
one.
one that called you Jarvis.
Yeah, I'm not the only one. No.
Fair enough. Okay, Dan, let's take you back to your start of your wrestling love for wrestling and how you it became that you're the owner of Northland Wrestling.
Oh, well, that's a heck of a long story. I'll encapsulate it real quick. Always loved wrestling. It was probably instilled in me. My love for wrestling was probably instilled in me by my grandmother so many years ago. I remember watching wrestling with her, with Piper and Andre. She was a big fan of Angela Mosca. Just it was always on in the house, and absolutely loved it. Eventually got involved in the business, trained under Sailor Ed White and Waldo Von Erich to a little extent. And that was back in '97. So I've been doing this a little while now. So just went on, wrestled, worked the indies here and there, took some time off at certain points, did a bunch of booking, uh, helped train a little bit way back in the day, and then eventually took some time off to settle down, got married, had kids, and the call of wrestling brings you back in. So that lasted about 5 or 6 years. Series of events pulled me back in, and we start running Northland here and been running it since 2016.
That's an amazing story. I actually have quite a bit of family up in the North Bay area, so I'm going to be telling them to head over to Northland quite as often as they can get to a show. And talking about that, could you have any events that are coming up that you would like to announce here?
Yeah, up here in North Bay, November 23rd, we have one coming up at Rumble in the North. That'll be the last event of 2024 in North Bay. Also this month, we're running in Orville on the 16th. So that's not this weekend, but next weekend. And then on the 30th, we are in Durham, Ontario, down in Grey County. So we've got 3 events this month, and which is a departure from what I normally do. Normally we run North Bay, but we're in the process of starting to expand to other towns.
That's amazing. Can you announce any matches that are going to be on your event that's in North Bay?
Yeah, well, that one is Rumble in the North. It'll be headlined by a tag team Rumble match for the Northland Tag Team Championship, currently held by Rusty Blackwell and Tommy McLeod. We've got 8 teams right now scheduled to participate in them. Uh, the ones that have been announced have been obviously the tag champs, the Double Ds, Derek and Danny Diggler, very popular team from up here. The Gutter Dogs have been announced, and Books and Looks have been announced. I'll hold off on announcing the others, because we do things here. We kind of promote them we get closer to. So that's one of the events there. The other one that I believe has the attention of the fans is Tomer Shalom versus myself in the semifinals of the Lloyd Simon Memorial Tournament. The other semifinal match for that is Matt Burns versus Sudbury local Jimmy Spite. And then the finals will also take place that night. And a few other matches that have yet to be announced.
Yeah, I hear you on a couple of those matches. I do know the Double D's from TikTok world. I'm quite involved in TikTok, so I watch their videos quite often. They look like a really high flying, cohesive team. So that would be really fun to see. Matt Burns is from my hometown right here in Stouffville. So I'm always a Matt Burns supporter. And Jimmy Spite has been here in Ken's Corner before. So I have a lot of good things to say about him. I'm sure that's going to be great matches. Where can your fans find a ticket, and how much would it cost to go see these events?
Yeah, general admission tickets are $25 each. Currently in North Bay, you can pick them up at Dark Horse Comics, or you can contact us on social media and send an e-transfer. And we'll hold the tickets at the door. The e-transfer address would be northland@cogeco.ca. For the Orville shows, the tickets are on sale at Dann Jarris and Perry Sound. You could also get them online with e-transfer, like in the method I just mentioned. And for Durham, they're on sale at Ewan's Little Ice Cream Shop. Also, you can buy them online using the e-transfer.
Thank you very much. My next question for you is, where can your fans find you in Northland, your social media outlets? Where are you located?
Okay, well, we're on Facebook, Northland Wrestling. We're also on Instagram. We do have a Northland website, northlandwrestling.com. So you can find us there. I personally, I have an Instagram page that Dann Jarris on Instagram. And yeah, that's it. I got a TikTok, but I don't do too much on the TikTok.
Yeah, it's a
I don't think
funny
people want
world
to
of
see me
TikTok.
dance.
Pardon
I don't
me?
think I don't think people want to see me dance or whatever. So I don't do the TikTok too much. But my daughter
You'd be
keeps me
amazed that people actually would like to see your wrestling clips. I suggest that you might post a few there. Just a friendly
I just
suggestion.
may. I'm a little bit old school and still picking up on all this stuff. But yeah, my daughter says that she could run my TikTok page for me. So we'll see. We'll see what
There you
happens.
go. There you go. My last question for you, on your personal level as a wrestler, how do you enter the ring? What music and what ring attire do you wear?
Well, right now I have I don't even know the name of it. It's I found like just a copyright free track that I really liked. It's a little bit of hard edge rock and roll. I'm a 80s hard rock kind of guy, so I really like that, that beat and that guitar riff that kind of like perks me up. Um, I'm currently running with the old dog gimmick. Um, it's sort of an evolution from when I first started way back. I was the Pitbull Kid, and I mean, I hated that name. I only used it very briefly, but um, a pit bull, I think, could accurately describe my personality and my aggression in the ring. So, I mean, it was somewhat fitting. And now I've just kind of taken it and evolved it, 27, almost 28 years later, and said, well, I'm no longer the pit bull kid. Now I'm the old dog.
That
And
makes a lot of
so
sense.
yeah, I got some like a little clip of a dog growling and barking at the beginning of the music, and then the music hits and it just fires me up. In terms of what I'm wearing, I'm a real basic black guy. I've got some custom stuff coming out, hopefully very, very soon. But like a hard edge, I wear a leather vest with spikes on it, logo on the back, and just old school all white boots. Always big fan of the all white boots. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the answer. I'm just going to leave the floor open to you to anything that you would like to add to the end of our podcast here today.
Yeah, I just want to say that, Northland Wrestling, check us out if you're in the North Bay area, especially. We do run monthly. And every month the shows are sold out. And last June we did our Conquest 6 event where we had 650 people at the event. We are planning our Conquest 7 event for next June, and I am aiming to get 1,000 people there in North Bay. The date, we already have a date for that, I believe it's June 21st. So
Wow.
put that on your calendar. We're planning a really, really big show for that. I am looking to expand and go to, other cities, other towns. Like I said, we're just expanding in November. I've got a couple in mind and a couple of leads that we're working on. And also, if you're anywhere near the North Bay area and you are interested in becoming a professional wrestler, I am currently sitting in my Energy Y Pro Wrestling Academy school. It's the Energy Y Performance Center, where I've trained uh, numerous people who are currently on the Northland roster and are doing quite well on the indies, the Digglers, Zandra Lee, Tommy McLeod, Josh Bain, Rusty Blackwell, Jimmy Spike, to name just a few. They're doing really well. They've wrestled across the province and other provinces in the states. They're picking up championships, and they're having stellar performances against names in the business like Trent Seven, Chris Masters, the Bollywood Boys, Haley J. Um, they're doing really, really well. And if you're interested, get a hold of me. You can find me on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook. Look up Dann Jarris or look up Northland Wrestling. Get a hold of me, and we'll talk. And if you want to start the journey, I'm here to start it with you.
That's amazing. You know what? If I wasn't 57, I'd already be calling you. You talked me
Age
into
is
it.
just a number. Age is just a number. I'm 54. Just turned 54 last week. I'm just getting started.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Thank you so much. My name's Ken. We're here on Ken's Corner with professional wrestler and owner of Northland Wrestling, Dann Jarris. Thank you so much, Dan, for coming in today. And I know you got a busy schedule. You're flying out you just came back for one of my favorite places out there in Vancouver, BC. So I'm envious of that. And I thank you again, and good luck in your future.
I appreciate it. Thanks very much for the time. It was fun.